Japanese defenses were built to survive almost anything: bombs, bullets, even weeks of siege. But when U.S. flamethrower teams arrived, entire defensive systems began to fall apart. By the mid-Pacific War, Japanese forces had mastered defense. They didn't fight in open fields, they dug in. Caves, bunkers, interconnected tunnels, safe from bombs, safe from artillery, safe from direct assault. Or so they believed. For American troops, these defenses were a nightmare. You couldn't flush them out, you couldn't starve them out quickly, and frontal assaults cost lives. Something had to change.
The answer wasn't faster bullets, it wasn't bigger bombs. It was flamethrower teams, slow, deliberate, and terrifyingly effective. They were trained to approach fortified positions and make them uninhabitable.
For defenders used to surviving bombardment, this was different. Fire didn't bounce off rock. It didn't stop at walls. It crawled, it spread, and it followed the tunnels. This wasn't just physical destruction, it was psychological. Positions that felt safe suddenly weren't. Caves became traps. For the first time, staying put felt more dangerous than moving. Once flamethrower teams proved effective, the balance shifted. Defenders abandoned strong points earlier. Coordination broke down. Morale cracked. Defenses designed to last months sometimes collapsed in days. War isn't just about weapons. It's about fear, adaptation, and breaking expectations. The flamethrower didn't win battles alone, but it changed how those battles were fought. Japanese defenses were engineered to resist destruction. What they couldn't resist was being rendered unusable. And once that happened, the battlefield changed forever. For more untold stories of how war really unfolds, subscribe and keep exploring history.